Hello, welcome back, and hi if you're new. My name's Alyssa. I'm the creator behind Leo and Stitch Crochet, and in today's video I am starting a retro daisy square cardigan, and I'm going to bring you along with my process. I want to have it done by New Year's Eve, and at the moment it is the 11th of December. That means I have 20 days to make this. I will be using Big Twist Menagerie, and it's in the colorway Sunbeam Snake. It's not a usual yarn that you can get in Australia. I got it from Spotlight and it was $4 and it's acrylic, 100% acrylic, I'm pretty sure, and it's a category 3 lightweight. And I'm going to be also using this yarn, which is Two of Wands Color Theory, and it's in the colorway Bee Pollen. It's like a verging on greeny yellow, and it kind of goes really well with the green speckles in this yarn. And then for the background color, I'm using this yarn by Paintbox. It is called something cream, but yeah, I'll be using that. So these three. I've already gotten started on it and I have made 3 squares already. I have not woven in the ends, but this is what they look like. I think it's so pretty and fun. I've got a lot of squares left to make. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay them out on a cardigan that's not cropped, and the style that I want to make is cropped, but I'm going to lie them out on a cardigan to roughly work out how many squares I'm going to need. So this is the cardigan I'm going to be working with to base the sizing off. It is a large and I'm a medium, so it is quite oversized for me. So I'm really going to be kind of measuring from there to make it more of a cropped fit, because it will have ribbing as well. I have counted 45 squares in total to make this. So I'm going to do 6 on this front panel, 6 on this front panel. Then on each arm I'm going to do 3 across, 3 at the back, and then 3 half squares to make the tubular shape of the arm. And then I'm going to do a back row of 3, so there's room for the neck. And then I've got to do the ribbing, the sleeves, and the bottom of the cardigan, which will be about there. This is my messy book of calculations, but basically that's 45 squares. I've done 3, so I've got 42 squares I need to make in 20 days. And 42 divided by 20 is 2.1. So roughly 2.1 squares each day just to have all the squares made. That doesn't count putting it together or doing the ribbing. So realistically I need to do like 4 or 5 squares a day. And each of my squares is measuring 5 centimeters across, or I think it was not 5 centimeters, 5 inches across both ways, or 13 centimeters across. And because it's Christmas, I also have custom orders to be making. Luckily I've got through the bulk of them, but I've still got to make about 8 ducks and a dinosaur. I'm under the pump, but it'll be okay. And my goal for this video is to just film when I'm making squares and what I've completed for the day, and then kind of put all the footage together, and hopefully for New Year's Eve I'll be wearing a brand new cardigan. Oh no. Days later, and I'm trying to film this while my son is sleeping, but there's a bit of construction going on. The other footage was blurry, but we're just going to roll with it. I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares. No, I made 7. 7 squares. And I got the cardigan from, it was at my work. I left it at work. This was the cardigan I was wanting to do the last clips with, because it's actually cropped and it fits me. So I'm going to lay that out with the squares and show you what I've done so far. Okay, so this is the cardigan. As you can see, it doesn't have any ribbing at the bottom, so I will be adding some ribbing along here. And the sleeves have actually stretched quite a lot. They're too long for me, so don't pay attention to the sleeve length. It's not going to be that long for mine. The thing I've been tossing up between is what colour I'm going to do the connecting colour of all the squares and the cuffs. Originally I was thinking I'd just keep going with this colour because it's the background colour, but I got this It's the Colour Theory 2-of-1s that I'm using as the center color, and this is a, what's the color called? Himalayan Salt. It's like a pinky color and I kind of love it. So I was thinking maybe I'd use this or another 2-of-1s color, which is like a lavender. And then I was thinking maybe I won't do all squares. I'll do squares for like the panels, but then I'd do the sleeves in like a single crochet or a double crochet or something. Decisions. It has been a few days and I've made a few more squares. I've also changed direction of what I'm going to do. So I'm going to show you. I've got 15 squares so far, and if I was going from my previous count, I would need 45 in total. But what I've decided to do is, instead of continuing the squares all the way down the sleeve, I'm actually going to do granny stitch and then the ribbing. I'm going to need a total of 30 squares, not 45. So I've got 15 at the moment and I need to make another 15, but that's my update. I'll see you when I've done more. I apologise, it has been a while. It is now Boxing Day and I have a little bit of time to film this. So I've done 27 of the 30 squares I need to do for the body and back of the cardigan, and I've been messing around with how I'm going to seam together all the squares and how I'm going to do the sleeves. And initially I was going to do them all with this like cream color, like seam them together, but I've done that here and I thought that was a bit boring. So I decided to go with this pink color, just what you would do for a normal granny cluster. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to add purple and the greeny yellow that's in the middle. These three colors are all the Colour Theory, the 2-1s line brand Colour Theory. Okay, now that I've done it, I don't like it. I think it's a bit much. So what I'm going to do is keep this pink and do all of the stitching still with the pink, but instead of doing the bee pollen yellow, I'm going to do the cream and see how that looks. Okay, I already like that so much better, but now I've got to do my adult tasks like taking the Christmas tree down, so I'll probably see you later. To join the squares, I've just been doing a simple slip stitch in the front loops only of each stitch, and I'm going to go all the way along this way, and then I'm going to do these lines like that, and that will make the first front panel. Okay, I'm doing my favourite job. I'm seaming the back piece together. So how I'm going to do this is I've gone along lengthways with these 6 squares, and then I've got these ones over here, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to slip stitch all along there, then I'll put it all together, so that will have the seam across there. Don't mind my toddler's toothbrush. So I'll go along there, and then I'm going to go lengthways, and then that will all be seamed and the back panel will be done. I've spent the morning weaving in all the ends for these, and I've got to do 4 more squares, and then all my squares are done. So today is the 30th, which means it's New Year's Eve, and this is how we're looking. Got this sleeve attached and the cuff is on. I'm loving that. I'll put it on in a second. We've got that panel done. I need to sew that. The back panel's all done, and I've got 3 squares for this. I'm going to do another 3 and sew it all together. And I'm currently working on the purple sleeve because I decided to do alternating sleeves. Do you see the vision? Do you see it? I call this aesthetic toddler mum. That's the sleeve finished. It's the perfect length. I am so happy with it. I still have so much to do and just a little over 24 hours to do it. Overall, oh, I really need to iron that singlet. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. I love the back. The back is perfect. The front is just a little bit short. I know it's meant to be cropped, but I don't know. I feel like it needs a little bit more. I haven't blocked it yet, so it will probably stretch and be the right size. I've definitely got some really good ideas for my next iteration, so I'm going to perfect this pattern. I think I'm going to make the squares a bit bigger and change some colors around, and then I'm going to write the pattern and film a tutorial. As always, thanks for being here. You can follow me on Instagram at Leo and Stitch Crochet, find me on TikTok, or have a look at my Etsy shop. I'll see you in the next one.